All right, in this video I'm going to be talking about cotton bacon, which is a wicking material. This one's the version 2. I have not tried the version 1, and I got this from Lux Vapors, which is in Parma, Ohio, on, I think it's State Road. Anyway, what I'm going to try doing as far as like my review formats is do live reviews because that's what I prefer. However, towards the end, I'll do like just like open forum, like just chit-chatting with you guys. And then after it uploads, then I'll cut that part out. So it's just the review in the beginning and then the rest is just whatever. So I'm going to see how that works. And yeah. So anyway, this cotton bacon I've had for quite a while now, and I'm almost completely out of it. And I just wanted to give like a good amount of time of using it before doing a review, obviously. But this is all I have left. But it comes in like these strips, which I think is like their thing. It's like how it's like a cotton bacon type thing. I don't know that it makes it easier. I don't really see too much benefit of doing it that way opposed to using what I actually prefer to use, which I'll get to towards the end. But I don't know. I guess if you're wicking a coil, it helps that it's horizontal. I don't know. But anyway, getting through some kind of mundane information about cotton bacon is that it is supposedly the first and original cotton wick specifically designed for vapors. They, with the version 2, removed all plant matter that was not cellulose fiber, as it did not aid in the wicking speed or appearance. The strips are 4 inches in length, and it's supposed to, make it easier to wick. It's US grown, dual fiber, and it's supposed to basically aid against dry hits. It works well with high heat and high power applications. I guess the packaging is a PET resealable travel size package using food grade PET, like I said. And yeah, it's supposed to have no break-in period and be 100% tasteless. So that being said, I guess I'll get to the things that I like about it and things that I don't. I don't want to make this a super long review. I like that it does not use hydrogen peroxide to bleach it, because the problem with the cotton balls that you get from like the store, and those aren't bad in a pinch, and if that's all you have access to, it's really not that bad. I do prefer the CVS brand organic cotton opposed to the Walgreens brand. I have no idea why, but for some reason the Walgreens brand doesn't seem to agree with me, or I don't like it as well as I do the CVS brand. So they use hydrogen peroxide to bleach the cotton balls, which from what I read isn't necessarily harmful to you. I just don't like vaping it. Like if I can get away from any kind of bleaching thing, I'm going to do that. Because personally, I don't care if it's, super white or not, as long as it's sterilized to some extent and doesn't have crap in it. So, because basically that's what bleaching is. It's just really for aesthetics, and I just don't really care about that. But this does not use hydrogen peroxide or dyes, and it's 100% cotton. So I do like that. I guess the strips can be beneficial to you because they are a little bit easier to manipulate as far as like opposed to like a cotton ball, which you have to like unravel really and kind of mess with it, where this is just kind of all laid out for you and the fibers are all going in the direction that you want them to. And yeah, the flavor's decent. Like I don't really get any unpleasant flavor out of this opposed to like Rayon, which to me has like a weird like sour note to it. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much the benefits of it. The downsides of it, it is pretty expensive. Now, I got this from a local vape shop, and I believe it was $7 or $8. So if you go online, it might be cheaper. I'm on their website right now, so I might be able to tell you. But it's definitely more expensive for the amount that you get. in comparison to my preferred wick, which, like I said, I'll get to towards the end. It looks like they suggest the retail for this to be anywhere between $2 and $2.50. That's the manufacturer pricing. I don't know if that's legit. So I'm going to try to find where it's actually sold. But like I said, compared to like my other stuff, it's definitely more expensive. Looks like online might be about the same price or same size, 10 grams. Yeah, so online you can get it a little bit cheaper. It's $5, but then you're going to have to pay shipping and everything. So it's going to come out to like $7, I think, regardless of where you get it from. So, I mean, it is what it is. If it lasts a long time for you, then it might be worth buying. For me, honestly, I had to change my wicks every day. And I am pretty anal or uptight about changing my wicks. I don't like to leave them in. And I was vaping this stuff, the Simple Vapor Raspberry Lemonade, which does have a bit of sweetener in it. So that's going to add to how quickly the wick breaks down, because I don't like dark wicks. I like my wicks to be pretty, light in color, because I found that the darker it is, the more of a weird taste that I get, mainly from like the buildup on the coil, and the sweeteners are usually the cause of those things. So that's not entirely the cotton bacon's fault or whatever, but I don't know, it just seemed to, no matter like what I would vape on it, even the stuff that I make myself that I don't add any sweetener to it, it just seemed like I needed to replace it a little bit more quicker than my preferred wick. So that to me is obviously a con. And since, I'm going through wick a little bit more than I normally do, obviously this isn't going to last as long. So that's not good either. Another thing I did not like is it's very fluffy. Like it's like, I don't know if you can see, like, it's just like when you pull it apart, it's very, I don't know, it's fluffy. It's not very dense, which I mean, I think is good because it probably does aid in the wicking. However, when you're trying to put it into a coil or whatever and get the like right amount in, which is also hard to do for me, it always seemed like I was using too much or too little. It's more difficult when it's like fluffy like that and it breaks apart really easily. So I didn't personally like that. Outside of that, I don't vape super high wattages or anything like that, so I can't tell you how heat resistant it is. I will say that, and I mentioned this before, and it's not something that I'm proud of, but my mod was auto firing at one point, and I did have that stuff in it, and it does have a shut off after 10 seconds, so it did end up burning a little bit, but it didn't like catch on fire or anything like that. So I think that's a good thing, that it's not just super combustible. So I think that attests to how heat resistant it is to an extent. But as far as like, vaping at high wattages and whatnot, I can't attest to that because I don't vape high wattages. Like right now I'm at a 23 watts, and typically I don't go anything above 26. So I don't know. So overall, I mean, the cotton bag is okay. It's not for me. I keep mentioning that there's like a wicking material that I prefer, and it's actually the Muji cotton. It's just the Japanese organic cotton.